Aloha and good evening, everyone. Today is April 8th, 2021. It is right at about 6:30 p.m. and we're back downtown. We're back in the downtown section of Hilo, and we're making our way west. We're making our way north towards a neighborhood called Waikea. It just finished raining about an hour ago. Just a brief half an hour shower. A lot of the clouds are still here. So the sky's cleared up a little bit, but there's still a lot of clouds. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it started raining again before I finished recording. When I was recording the other evening, I think it was yesterday, I mentioned there'd been a patch of clouds the whole time. The sky had been clear right over here, but there was a patch of clouds moving in from that way. And as soon as I stopped recording, it started raining right away. So it's pretty regular here. But during the daytime it was sunny today. Nice beach weather. It's about 73 degrees out right now. So while it's still pretty comfortable and pretty much spring-like temperatures. At the moment, I am told that things will be heating up in the months to come. Passing by the flower shop again for today, by both flower shops, this one and the pink one that we're about to pass. So just so you guys know, in just a few days I should be back in the swing of things. Transportation has been a little bit on the fritz for this week until I get some reliable wheels. I've mostly been I've mostly been taking local cabs. Look at this pink sunset. Had I not been getting out of work at this time, I'd probably be in the water right now. Right around this time in the ocean, you got these really beautiful pastel pinks reflecting off of the blue water. And so it just makes for a good time. It makes it really scenic. Some Korean food we're passing. The florist. But yeah, a lot of people don't. I've noticed a lot of people who live here, you know, I don't know if it's a phase or what, but I know a lot of people who live here, even though of course people do swim every day here. A lot of people who live here do not go swimming. I think unless it's particularly warm out, or I think people do all other sorts of things like jogging, biking, walking mountain trails, and that sort of thing. And just like that, I'm feeling raindrops. It's starting to rain. It's definitely still kind of a peculiar thing for me to see people swimming when it's raining and 70 degrees out or 72 degrees out, rather than when it's sunny and like 96 degrees out or 98 degrees out. That's still something that's just a little bit funny for me, coming from the northeastern United States. It's probably no big deal. It's probably no big deal on the other side of the island, on the Kona side, where it's warmer. But on this side, of the island, I think no matter what the weather is like, The water is always just a little bit cold when you first jump in, just because of the rivers that run near here. For those of you who've been watching regularly, I apologize that I've been repeating some information, but there are some new viewers tuning in. And so for anyone new, on the east side of the island where we are, there are a lot of rivers that run cold water from the high altitudes, from up on the top of the mountains where it snows. And they empty out into the ocean on the east side of the island where we are. And so they mix with the seawater, which actually is warm. And if it weren't for those rivers on this side of the island, there actually would be, when you jumped into the water in the beach, the water actually would be warm if it were not for those rivers. But because of them, there's a mixture of warm and cool water. So what that ends up making for is basically water that when you jump in is not warm, but it's also not the coldest water either. So it's always comfortable to, it always falls within a comfortable range, but just with a little cold snap, at least right when you first jump in on the shore, no matter when you go, day or night, rain or shine. It always falls within a comfortable range, but it's not the most comfortable water to jump into because of the water from the cool rivers that are flowing down from the volcanoes, from the tops of the volcanoes. But once you're in, when you start swimming out, if you swim out like deeper into the ocean, the water just gets warmer and warmer. And occasionally, at least so far, I have found beaches here and there that are not too close to river water, that actually have warm water right when you first jump in. Like maybe like a warm tap water, like if you were to set the faucet in your kitchen sink to right in the middle. But again, still not very warm. Maybe between like 70 and 75 degrees. But not 80-degree water. But still pretty warm. I think in Kona and Maui and Oahu, you're probably stepping into 80-degree and 85-degree water. But I'm not 100% sure, I'll say that. I've never been to Oahu. I have had friends that have visited, and they were the first ones to tell me years ago, like, hey, by the way, if you go to Hawaii, even though it looks warm there, the water is cold when you first get in. Walking by the church today, United Community Church. And this junior high school, which has kind of a baseball field. The kids are still practicing sports, even though most of them are going to school remote. So I think they do still have hold games against each other. Oh, I shouldn't say I think, they definitely do. They're still competing outside. Just started raining again. I do wonder whether this house in the back is the same architect as the church right here. But yeah, really nice sort of pink sunsets here. Can we actually see in there? Only the littlest bit. Alright, I've got to cross. Got a water management system here. So what I've been trying to do since I've been walking along the same pathways the past few days is, in general, I try to at least talk about different things. Just to mix it up at least a little bit until I'm a little bit more mobile here. I still really need to start looking for apartments downtown. So I can be close to work. While I currently work in IT, I do believe in lifelong study, and as long as I end up being able to settle down here, I probably will enroll in University of Hawaii. I think it'd be really really great to be able to do some continued study and even teach. But those are my plans wherever I happen to be. I think it's a little bit of a blessing to be able, just the fact that you can continue learning from people throughout your life. And if you have the opportunity to live in different places, then that just means that you